Back to another video on the channel. Today I'm bringing you my second place Mannadium deck profile that I got at locals. This time I did write down my matchups. I played at locals against Kashtira, Purely, Dragon Link, Sword Soul, and a Mannadium mirror match. I only lost to Kashtira in the last round, but other than that, I did pretty well. So here's my deck list. So let's get started. I'll try to explain as best as I can my ratios and stuff like that. So for tuners, we run 2 copies of the new Mannadium Torrid and 3 copies of Mannadium Meek. Torrid is a hard once per turn because when this card gets popped, you could search any card, whether it be another copy of itself, Meek, or Fearless. Meek is the best tuner in the deck, so because it can the tuner brings out and can decrease its level by 2. Many people like to max out 3 on these, but since this Torrid's effect is a hard once per turn, I plan on cutting it to 1 just because it's a once per turn, but I think a 2 is nice because you can see your tuners consistently. Many people also run Fearless. The reason they say that they like to many people like to max out on the tuners is because they're like, oh, well, tuners are a main combo piece in your deck, and if you run out of the tuners, you won't have anything to play with later. And to be honest, I don't really run into this problem because of this option I have later on. So we're running 2 of this. Next, we run 3 copies of Mannadium Room Hearts. Best card in honestly the deck. Allows you to search any Mannadium card, and you could special summon this card by popping any monster on the field. Then we run 3 copies of Visa Starfrost. Many people run this card at 2. The main reason they run it at 2 is because they say that, oh, in your starting hand you can break with this. Like, you could draw 2 copies of this, and you know, it's kind of bad, but I think you really need to run 3 copies because 2 of these you use for the vicious astrolauds, so having this at 3 is nice. Then we run 2 copies of Scareclaw Rye cards. I plan on probably maxing out on this card because I've been starting to enjoy the Scareclaw engine. To be honest, I think I might get rid of Torrid just to max out on the Scareclaw package. Next kind of gimmicky card I run is Veda Catalan. This is a new card. Basically, when there's a Visa Starfrost on the field, you can special summon it and add a clear new rolled card from your deck to your hand. And if a monster would be destroyed while this is on the field with a Visa Starfrost, you can destroy anything on your opponent's side of the field and against the attack. Nice gimmicky card. Honestly, you could get rid of this for adding a 3rd copy of this or this. Hand traps to Ghost. The only reason I keep this in the main deck is because it's easy to side out, because I could either side these 3 or this. Basically, in all honesty, with this, with like this ratio, you can honestly cut this out and run any 3 hand traps or whatever you want for this. Then for the last hand traps, Ash Blossom and Effect Veiler, budget, infinite, and permanence, and this card is still pretty good in the meta. Or in the card game. Meta, yeah, Ash Blossom is still good. It's still a good card. The only thing I think I'll probably cut out will be the Veda, the Ghost, probably max out on the Scareclaw Rye cards. We're moving on to spells. We run 1 copy of Terraforming, 1 Reinforcement of the Army, and New World Armatara. So this is the one thing card I made a mistake on, because with Veda, this, you know how Yu-Gi-Oh players don't read. Veda, it's here, it says, oh, you add a clear new world, and this is new world but not clear new world. So I kind of messed up when I summoned this. I decided to, like, oh, add the card, but my opponent was like, wait, this doesn't say Clear New World. And which is honestly my mistake. So you can honestly cut this card out. But this card is really good. I wish the Veda card would search this instead of Clear New World, because this card has so many different effects. When there's a Visa Starfrost on the field, you can basically give one of your tuners attack boost, special summon a card that is banished or in your graveyard, shuffle a card from your graveyard or banished into your deck and draw one. And the last effect is that you could get any field spell from your graveyard, shuffle this card, get any field spell from your graveyard and add it to your hand. So this card is nice and good for like utility purposes. Next we run one copy of Primitive Planet Reichphobia. To be honest, as I said before, this card you can, all the Scareclaw stuff you can realistically run it at 1. So yeah. Then we run 2 Scareclaw Arrival. Many people like to cut this out because, as I said before, with visas you can brick with it. But I think moving forward, any Mannadium player, if you want to, you could do this. So for the Scareclaw stuff, if you want to run 2 Scareclaw Arrival, you max out on the Rykart. If you run 2, 1, and then a 1 for 1. I think this is a nice little rule of thumb. If you guys want to, you could follow. So yeah, so 2 Scareclaw Arrivals. Then I played 2 copies of Mannadium Imagining. I've always liked this card at 2. It allows you to draw, and when you banish it, you can choose, make these these monsters into synchros. So that's why I'm not afraid to running such low counts of tuners in the deck, because this effect comes out so often that, you know, I feel confident in running very low tuner counts. Next up, for the last spells, you guys already know it. 3 Mannadium Position, nice combo extender, and 3 Peaceful Planet Calariums. Anything I will change from spells, probably this New World Armatara. It's a nice gimmicky card. It has nice effects, but last for traps, we run 1 copy of Mannadium Reframing and 3D Barrier, the Omni Negate. D Barrier, this card needs to get banned. This card literally carried me to 2nd place because it literally stops anything. When I was against Purely only runs XYZ and Lynx, and they primarily focus only on XYZ, so this literally shuts it down. This shuts down Sword Soul, it shut it down Mannadium. Such a good card. This card needs to get banned, but until that day comes, I'm still gonna abuse it. Onto extra deck. For Lynx, we run Scareclaw, Lycards, Cross Sheep, and Apollosa. For negates, combo extender and combo extender. So these are the 3 fusions. We run 2 copies of Vicious Astrolaud. The effect to pop isn't once per turn, so this is good going first and going second. Allows you to establish your board and allows you to break your opponent's board. Synchro Stardust Charge Warrior. Many people want to try Age Master, but I really like this a bit more. Then we run Stardust Dragon and Aso Stardust Dragon. Many people cut out the Stardust, but I was like, you know what? The thing, you literally make an untargetable Synchro 10 with the monster Aso brings out, and that you synchro with Stardust. It literally makes it untargetable, so I was like, you know what, why not add it? The only reason I don't cut it is because 1, it can make it untargetable Synchro 10, and 2, Stardust Dragon is my favorite monster in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! And last card for like Synchro 8, the new Visas Armatara. This is the only reason I decided to add the New World Armatara, because of plays with this card. But this card on the field, it's on the monster zone, it's considered Visa Starfrost. It allows you to search for your Omni Negate easily, and if you pop something on the field, all your synchros get 800 attack. On to Synchro 10s, we run Mannadium Prime Hearts, Sword Soul Changyan, Ice Jade, oh damn, Ice Jade, Bestial Dispatter, Burn the Floor. We'll most definitely cut out Mannadium Prime Heart. The reason I didn't cut it this list was because I really like running the boss monster of the main engine. If anything, I will most likely replace this card with the second copy of Light Heart. Sorcerer Chenyan, Ice Jade, man, you could get either or. If you don't have Baron and Floor, Chenyan is a nice budget option. But if you do have Baron the Floor, you can honestly cut Chenyan. I decided to keep both because with Ice Jade, it literally when you summon it, it makes your monsters unaffected by card effects. And then Sorcerer Chenyan is a pretty nice card. So depending on what the situation is or whatever Synchrotron I have access to, I go into that. So these two are a keep. You can honestly replace either or depending on what you want. Basically, this pattern is here for like combo extenders. You already know Baron the Floor. And the last card, Crimson Dragon, because you can now easily cheat out the Beast of this pattern. Any changes? Maybe one of the Ice Jade Sorcerer Chenyan will definitely replace Mannadium Prime Hearts. You can honestly get rid of Stardust Dragon and add something else. But yeah, that's for the extra deck. Now we're moving on to the side deck. Let's do this fast. Jolin Lockbird, crazy card. The Shifter is also a crazy card. This card needs to get banned or limited. Mostly banned because this card literally like negates many decks in the format's ability to play. Called by the Grave to out the Jolin Lockbird when you get hit by it. Enemy controller for Kashtira, Monster Reborn for Nibiru. Monster Reborn for Nibiru. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. A back row removal, Heartbeats Feather Duster, 2 Cosmic Cyclone, and then 3 Buck of Moon for Kashtira. Stuff I will change from the side deck will probably be these 3 cards and use and side them out for Crossout Designator because Jolin Lockbird is literally the main weakness of this deck. And also I think I might really realistically cut this down to 2. 1, just so I can add this to be like the 3rd copy, just to find out more outs for Jolin Lockbird. That is the deck list. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Maybe you guys can give me heads up or any like, you know what, like maybe you could change this, maybe you could do this. But yeah, this is first week of Duelist Nexus. Not sure when I'm gonna upload this, but yeah, really glad that I was able to take 2nd place with my favorite deck. And yeah, see you guys next time.